We're all about the Archers. I'm Philippa and I'm with Quentin today because we are here to talk to the fabulous Emerald O'Hanrahan, who plays the one and only Emma Grundy. Emerald, welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Yes, lovely to have you back, Emerald.
Oh, thanks for having me.
My first question to you is a short, sharp, simple one, Emerald.
Sure.
So how's 2026 going for Emma so far?
Unexpectedly, yeah. I mean, barely begun, and a lot to process already.
Well, I mean, you've got a daughter who ran away. You've got a son with a fractured skull. You've got a family evicting George beforehand. And when these scripts landed,
Yeah.
and you saw what was in store for the Grundys as a whole, what did you think?
Well, it all gets very drip fed because we only get the next block that we're recording. So we had the scripts come in, and also because it was all around Christmas, it's all being done quite like last minute, not last minute, but like in funny orders. So we got the scripts about like the intervention and sending him packing, and I was like, yay! She's seeing through him.
Yeah. The nation cheered. Yes.
Oh dear. I mean, it's so difficult, isn't it? Because it's like, what do you do? That's your son, and you can't. I was so. I feel for her so much because she's finally stood up and said, "That's enough." You have to. You're an adult. You've treated us like this, and obviously everything with Ed being the last straw. And then New Year happens, and it's like this double whammy of realizing that, which I think is so common, when you're concentrating on the really problematic person, the other one suddenly is like, I'm a human as well, and I'm being neglected. So I think she's struggling to process how Keira's been neglected and how to parent Keira. But suddenly George is in massive need, proper need, for something that he is genuinely the victim of. So it's a really tricky situation.
And I should say that we're recording this Friday, the 16th of January at lunchtime. So we have yet to hear tonight's episode, which may or may not have something highly relevant to this conversation. I don't know, but I should just say that. I did feel that scene when Emma was saying to Will and Ed was with her, we have spoilt this boy. And Will was saying, spoiled? We haven't spent money on him. And Emma was saying, no, spoiled in so many other ways. I really was so proud of Emma in that scene.
Yeah, I was so happy that she saw it suddenly, finally, and realised, because she's so funny. She's got so much emotional intelligence in some ways, and then she's just so utterly blind when it comes to George, and to finally be like, oh wow, every choice we've made all the way along, this kind of making up has really created something horrible in him. We've really done some damage here.
But I think that's so hard as a parent, because you do go along trying to do the best every time, and it's only sometimes you get the opportunity to look back and think, oh my goodness, that's the pattern, that's what we've created, that's a real moment. And I felt like that was for Emma.
Because I've got to be honest with you, Emerald, for many of us, it didn't ring true that days after George was exiled from the Grundy family for attacking Ed, everyone apart from Eddie was welcoming him back with open arms and a new gaming chair.
I know, that gaming chair.
Pardon the pun, did that sit easy with you?
Interesting. Yeah, I think for me it felt like when there's these sort of massive crises that happen, it sort of pushes everything else out for a bit, I think. So it's like, it's not been that long, really. And in that moment, not being able to find him, and then finding him and thinking he was dead, being in the ambulance and thinking he's about to die here, I think certainly for a while would push everything out. So for me, I didn't have a problem with that. I felt like that's quite realistic in terms of when something really traumatic happens.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I think it's very important that we then had that follow-up scene from Emma where she did knock all the Grundys' heads together and say, hold on, we can't carry on like this in future, despite him recovering.
Yeah, I was pleased she got to do that.
And you want, we award a Star of the Week every week, Emerald, on this podcast, and Emma got both stars because she,
Whoop, whoop.
yeah, because that needed to be said, because we were all going, wow, they've exiled him. Now it's like all completely forgotten, and everybody is just going to carry on as they were with George. And it'd be interesting to see if actually what you said to the Grundy clan actually lands with the rest of them.
I think what's lovely about the Archers is that stuff, even if it feels like it's not landing, or if it feels like it's being tucked under the rug, which obviously happens in real families, other real families, I should say, that there is this, it will come back up, even if people try not to hear it, it will have landed somewhere.
Yeah.
Can I ask about the Truth and Lies episode? Because I know not everyone was able to hear it, depending on where in the world they were, but it was a dramatised episode that came after George was discovered, and it was Emma in the ambulance with George, and then hearing this incredible detective that put the line of duty to shame with all her knowledge, interrogating various people. Now, that was a dream sequence, I'm presuming. Is that how it was pitched to you?
I think it's not, it's ambiguous, right? So it's not, it was pitched to me as do you want to be involved in this? And then I was sent my scene. So I wasn't, none of us had the full script. None of us had the full story. And it was very mysterious and very, can't talk about it. So, that's how I as a listener received it, that it was Emma's sort of horror fantasy in the ambulance.
And yet we've already heard Clive back. I thought Clive was just there for that episode, and then last night there he is causing trouble.
Havoc, as always.
Because you do listen, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So,
I always have.
So it was deliberately ambiguous, so we don't know how much of it was true, how much of it was lies, right?
Well, I think it was meant to, I love what you did there, it was meant to be a standalone that won't punish listeners who didn't get to hear it, or who chose not to hear it. So it's not like it was necessary hearing in terms of moving the story along in the main show, but but as this kind of celebration, obviously with the 75th anniversary, and being able to do something really quite different, because we were in the same studio in a space that's used obviously for lots of different things, but really familiar team, different director, a different mic type, and a completely different post-production, and it really felt so other. I mean, I'm not that techie. I wish I was. So I wouldn't be able to tell you what was different, but the whole feel of it, because of how they treated it and also how they recorded it, was completely different. I thought that was so successful.
So has Harrison got a fancy lady in North Yorkshire?
Oh, I mean...
Yes, he has. Go on. It explains
Someone tell me. Come on. Oh, I know, poor fella.
So we don't know. So we don't know.
I know nothing.
Emma, when you last came on, it was December 2023, and I was just reflecting back on what's happened to Emma since then, since we last talked to you. So obviously George had the car crash. Emma had her 40th birthday party. Oops. She phoned the police. George was arrested. There was the court case. George went to prison. He was in prison.
Yeah.
Amber came along. There was the parish council issues, the tree surgery. George came out. Then there was Bad George. Then there was the accident. You've had a really boring couple of years.
Yeah, nothing's really happened. I know. Very quiet.
Do you ever long for something just, let's make hot pot, or is this all you could dream of?
Oh, I love it. No, I absolutely love it. I love the light comedy storylines as well. I love the hot pot storylines. But these are really, it's been just amazing to get my teeth into, and and also to play the reality of these things repeating, these patterns in families repeating, has been really cool to kind of delve into.
Yeah, and I do just want to ask you about that, because it struck me in recent weeks how much, actually, don't react badly to this, I see of George in Emma, or Emma in George, this sort of quick to respond, this slightly skewed view of what's right and wrong. Emma went on her rampage a different sort of rampage, when the mortgage fell through and she couldn't get the house. Do you agree with that, or am I crossing a line?
You're not crossing a line. I think there's got to be Emma and George, right? I mean, she's a massive influence and she's half his genes. But I think it's really interesting when you look at George and Brad. And obviously I'm only saying any of this as a listener. I don't know anything,
Yes, of course.
And I do completely separate when I listen, and don't think of any of the actors or myself. It's very weird. But I think with Brad, who's pure horror bin, he feels much more like he's such a good egg and he's such a pure soul. And then with George, who's half Grundy, which is this lovely roguish, kind of this side of legal, but they're basically wholesome. But he feels much more to the side of Clive Horrobin and all of that sort of side of stuff. It feels like he's got much more of that kind of darkness, which I would say is in the Horrobin side.
You're picking up on Philippa's point. I mean, in a recent Woman's Hour interview, you yourself picked up on a line of Emma's to George when she said, "You are me."
Yeah, I thought that was so telling.
And the shame she's felt over the years.
Yeah.
Do you think, is that shame receding in Emma or just regenerating?
Yeah, great question. I don't know. Shame's such an insidious thing, isn't it? And I think she's not... I think it's probably just regenerating in a different way. I don't think there's a lack of shame in seeing George a bit more clearly, because it's a bit like, we've done this, I've done this. And I think she still sees him as an extension of herself, basically. I think that'll be a very, very difficult thing to untangle, and I don't think she'd be able to do that without tons of therapy.
Yes, you said that. She needs lots of therapy.
Oh, I'm such a fan of therapy. I think everyone should have it, but especially everyone in Ambridge.
I think all us listeners need therapy, don't we?
And business counselling. They also need business counselling.
True. Yeah, that is so true.
Okay, can we talk who did it theories? Now we're talking, you're not giving any spoilers. This is you as Emerald, as a listener. We only know what we've heard so far, and we're not looking for you to give anything away. But we all have different views. Every week I've been convinced of my view, and then the next week I've changed it, which I think has been so clever. My current view is that the reconciliation, the acceptance of George now being this incredible person who's allowed back, I feel George did it himself.
Oh, nice.
And either he whacked himself over the head, or he was so drunk that he slipped and fell on the bottle.
Interesting. Oh, I love that theory. It's great. Proper sociopath.
Most people think I'm, off my mind with that.
What's sociopath? That would be a proper George sociopath move, wouldn't it?
But it's worked for him.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
He's got Amber back, he's got home, he's got Clary making food for him. And
back in the fold.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good theory.
What's your view as as Emerald?
As Emerald listener, so I had two theories. My brother and I were messaging about this, and he sent me screenshots of him and his girlfriend have done minute to minute who did what, who said what. Fantastic. I was like, these are good theories. So my brother Sean thinks it was Amber, because he thinks she is very suspicious, which I think is a lovely theory. I was convinced it would be Keira, but the timings and stuff don't work out. But I think it. I still think it kind of was, even though I sort of know that it can't be because of the timings, but because of where she was found. But maybe she got a lift somewhere very far. I don't know. It's very exciting.
You see, I think that Jazza found him and thought it was Brad. And that's why he got Tracy or Fallon to wipe the CCTV. It was sort of, he thought that had been done, but it wasn't actually. But
I've had so many. Basically, I've suspected everyone. I was convinced it was Harrison. Convinced. Because do you remember when he arrested that person in the drunk person, was it in the town centre? And he was kind of a bit much in how he arrested him, and he was a bit freaked out by so he's got a rage thing that could be activated. And then I was like, then Sean was like, what about Fallon? So Sean and I think about Fallon. So basically everyone.
We've got someone in our Facebook group who does spreadsheets of this, which is
love it.
Well, I think it's Keira, and I'm sticking to that.
Okay, cool. Let's stick to that together. Because
what hasn't been resolved yet is, why did Keira run away? All we've been told is that George was upsetting her. Why? And I've always maintained to hit somebody over the head is rather a crude way of attacking somebody, bit naive, immature or whatever, impulsive. And if she was really upset by him, a 14-year-old, the sort of thing you might do and think, well, I'll just hurt him and that'll be it. So I'm surprised that we haven't heard yet via Emma from Keira why she ran away, what George was doing to her. And that is a big gap. And I'm hoping, although you won't tell us, that at 14 we're finally going to hear from Keira. That's what we're all hoping for.
I know.
But you won't tell us, but I know.
I can't tell you anything. I don't know anything. Like they trust me with anything.
I mean, my other slightly, I'm hoping definitely this isn't the case. It could be Brad. He's done it out of a passion for Amber, protecting her honour.
Brad.
Because I don't want Brad. No, I just can't.
No
but
way.
Jazza was freaked out because he saw Brad running away, or he'd done it, and was like, "Oh my God, it's Brad." I'm hoping that theory is wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you this on behalf of the listenership, Emerald, that if it ends up being Marky's gang, there will be a revolution. We will take to the streets.
Fair enough. Me too. I'm with you.
Just not good enough.
So of all those scenes, what's been the hardest one for you to play as Emma more recently? Has there been one that's really required you to rise up to it?
I guess some of them, the ones in prison, and have been really not like the problem is I really relish all of it. But it's full on. All of the storyline's been really full on, especially when we had that amazing gift to do, which was the two-hander between Emma and George. That episode when he told her, and that was really. That took a lot, but man, it's like actor's favourite gift. Like it was like a little play in itself. It was such a gift. So I've just loved doing it. It's, you can say it's exhausting. It's, it's emotional. You have to find lots of, and you kind of go through your own stuff when you're preparing in terms of, how would I, like in terms of, going towards the character and their experience rather than I'm not a fan of like substituting your own experiences to get you there. But no shade on anyone who does that. I just don't do that. It's not hard, really. It's not a hard job. It's just, it takes it out of you. But it's like such a privilege, man.
I mean, for me, you've had two cracking scenes recently. I thought the scene between you and Amber, when
Oh,
when you were telling, because I thought you'd flip when she said, "I'm going to go to Ireland," and you complete the reverse. Emma
yeah,
completely
she's
got it.
surprising.
It was surprising, and she
Yeah.
was very supportive, understanding, encouraging, saying, "Look, you go. You need the time. I've been through it myself with Will," and I thought that was really good. And the other scene, which I've already mentioned, when you knocked the collective Grundys' heads together to say, we've got to treat George differently.
Yeah.
Presumably they were equally satisfying to perform for different reasons?
Oh, yeah, massively. And lovely to have this chance to have these surprising Emma scenes with, especially with Amber, because I think she sees somewhere it's not. Oh, and it must be so hard. You know, my son's very tiny, but it must be very, very difficult to see this is not the person they should be with. And she also, I mean, and again, this is just as a listener, but she saw Amber and Brad playing PS games or whatever they were doing together when they were, you know, they were hanging out. It was just this tiny moment. And I think probably she has no idea about it. It's completely unconscious. But I think somewhere she's like, oh, that makes sense, you know? So Emma probably knows somewhere.
I've got an Amber question, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I've written it down because I've got to get it right. Okay.
You get more
Because
water.
do you have a glug of water. Both
Yeah.
Emma and Amber had a change of actor after
Oh,
you
yeah.
took over from Felicity Jones, and recently
Yeah.
Olivia Bernstein took over from Charlotte Jordan. So
Mm-hmm.
my question to you is, how did you go about nailing that Emma sound? And did
Mm-hmm.
you give any tips to Olivia to replicate the original Amber? Because for me, it sounds seamless between Charlotte
Yeah.
and Olivia.
Yeah, they're
Did you give
both
any tips?
amazing actors.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. They don't need any tips.
Oh,
They,
okay.
they're just incredible, both of them. And I think the casting was really clever, where they've both got a similar kind of energy and
Timbre
similar
as well, and
vocal
tone.
going on.
Yeah,
Exactly. And
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was quite helpful between Felicity Jones and I when I took over, was that they'd sort of noted that we have a similar kind of thing vocally. But I was sent omnibuses on CD, and I got completely obsessed with just listening to them and trying to mimic, like, sound for sound, how she nailed each sound. And then probably for a year, every single script I marked up phonetically, how she would make every sound. So it was a long time before I started putting my own, you know, like the way to say hi and those sorts of things. Like, I would do it the way that I'd heard her do it. I was really keen on it being as seamless as possible, given that we're different humans. But yeah, I got quite into that. Yeah.
Do you know if Olivia's followed the same technique, or does she have her own technique to
I'm sure
mimic
she has her own
Charlotte?
technique. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
You know, they're like
nobody says George like Emma, does she? The vowels.
Mother's prerogative. Yeah.
Can I ask about whether you can answer it or not, but how these things are sort of briefed to you? Because we all thought that the Truth and Lies episode was very much an Inspector Calls
Yeah.
riff, and now with George, it seems it's like an episode of The Prodigal Son. Mm-hmm. Does that get briefed to you by the editorial team? This is the slant we're taking, or is that just us all as listeners jumping to even more conclusion?
I think I do that as a listener and as an actor. When I read the script, sort of think, oh, this has flavours of this and this flavours of that. And depending on the director, you might chat about that and talk about the different vibes that are going on. But no, in terms of briefings, no, you have your scenes, you have your script, and then you come in and chat when you're there.
Can I just also ask about Emma? Because I wondered, having played her for so long, is there anything that Emma has taught you?
Ooh, lovely. Yeah, I'm sure. I think a lot of it is about it sounds awful. A lot of it's about like what not to do, but in terms of like, I don't want to make it sound really awful, but like I want to say I really love her, but she does make some such sad choices, and especially around this thing of trying to make up all the time. You know, that I've had this, George's had this terrible start, and this kind of that I must make sure everything's okay from now, and I must do this. So I think that stuff is uncomfortable. But I think in terms of, you know, she's got a lot of chutzpah, and the way that she went and just got that English GCSE because she'd never done it, and starting their own business, and just being like, and also that thing of like, oh, can I try that? And then being like, I love being up here with a chainsaw. I just love that. I mean, I'm such a scaredy cat in all ways. So I just love her courage and her chutzpah when it comes to that stuff.
But if your son, when he's old enough, asks for his birthday for a gaming chair, might you say,
not?
No way.
No gaming chairs, even at birthdays. Certainly not just when you've come out of A&E and also prison.
I mean, I don't mean to pry, Emerald, but have you got all your mortgage affairs sorted out? I hope you have.
I've learned a lot.
Yes.
From... Yes.
Are you aware of Emma's secret admirer from Brookfield? In December, early December, Josh remarked that he thought Emma was very attractive.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about this the other day. That's hilarious. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know.
To which Lily cattily retorted, she can pout for England, that one.
I know. Isn't that outrageous?
Completely.
But
you know it's true. You know it.
Do you think she is a pouter, Emma?
Yes.
All right. Great. Well, I mean, Josh has never spoken like that about Emma ever before. It was just like, oh, where did that one come from?
No.
Where did that one come from? Do you think Emma's aware of his ardour?
Absolutely not, but I'd love her to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Philippa's a big fan of Josh's. I mean, she will hear no ill spoken of the man. Yes.
Fair enough.
Yes.
I think people judge him wrongly. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, interesting.
Well, the inheritance thing's going to be interesting, isn't it? Pip or Josh or Ben. They sort of brushed that off last night a bit. I thought, come on, they just thought, no, we're going to have a nice cup of tea. They've got to tackle it, haven't they, Emerald? Soon this inheritance
tackle it
issue.
sometime.
Yeah.
Is there a side of Emma that you think we've already seen, but you'd love listeners to experience more of?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, well, I'd love to see her have the space and patience, have the space to tackle more of her own projects. I think all her time and energy and focus has been taken up with her kids, and fair enough. But she's got so many ideas and so much drive. It would be really cool to see her go for that. And I loved when Emma and Fallon did the tea room stuff and the catering stuff together. I miss that for Emma. I mean, I know she's not a baker like Fallon, but I think she can knock up some good cakes and stuff. Like, I think she's quite good. So it would be nice. Yeah, she did seem happy. And it would be nice to be able to... Because obviously Emma and Fallon have this funny relationship. It'd be nice to, you know, get... I like the crunch, you know, when they're working together and they're really nice, but they're also a bit like, oh, and I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice because, again, you would hear them dealing with Tom and all the...
And the pressure.
And all their ideas. So,
Yes.
Those were fun times.
Tom, eh? God, Tom. Yeah, anyway.
No, right.
We won't go there.
Whole
Ruth
family.
Jones, we will go.
Ruth Jones.
How much fun was that, her visit?
Oh, loads of fun. We're so used to seeing her name on as you walk between the green room and the recording studio. There's a list of like famous people who are like Archer's addicts, and her name is on there. So it was really lovely to see, because we were all really like quite starstruck because, you know, Jones. And she was really the same with all of us. It was really sweet. It was just so nice. We were all fangirling. Especially her and Holly, who plays Alice. totally fangirling all over each other. It was just so sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how she said, I go to bed with all of you.
Yeah.
And then she was in the crowd scene, wasn't she?
She was. We all got to sing Auld Lang Syne together. It was really
Yes.
fun.
Yes, yes. I mean, obviously back in the day, Victoria Wood wrote some scripts for the Archers, didn't she? So I wonder if Ruth Jones might be approached one of these days.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
It would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
Well, Emerald, we now need to go on
Yes.
to the questions from our Facebook group, of which there are 20 bazillion. So
Yeah.
please, nobody will be annoyed if you just give one sentence answers.
Okay.
We've got a page and a half of them. So yes,
My best.
it's very good of you to answer these, but don't feel yes.
Right,
Whatever
yeah,
you can say.
if you thought our questions were tough, Emerald, you ain't heard nothing yet. Okay, the first one, ironically, comes from George.
Oh, gosh.
And he says, are there times Emerald finds herself screaming at Emma's actions or words and thinking, why is she doing or saying that?
I think what's great about the writing is that it's so clear where it comes from with Emma. She can be so frustrating, but it's totally a product of her own being parented and her journey through becoming a parent herself. Oh, gosh, I could go on and on about that.
Thanks.
So you do
The
you do get a
next-
bit frustrated with her. So obviously,
She can be frustrating as a listener, but I just love seeing how it all,
Yeah.
yes, this is how people react when they've had this experience and this one. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from Ruth. Emerald is one of my favourite actors on the show.
Aw.
Emerald obviously lends Emma her voice, but does she think she looks like her too? And if The Archers was a TV drama, would she have been cast as Emma?
Thanks so much, Ruth. I don't think I look anything like Emma. I hope I'd be cast and then put in like a wig. And but no, I don't think I look anything like her.
what do you think she looks? What do you think she looks like then?
Well, I think
your-
she's got dark blonde hair, and a very different build. Yes.
Blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde hair. Yeah, that's how I say it. It was sort of,
Yeah.
blonde to light brown. Yeah, yeah.
You know, she's always been dark-haired in my
That
mind.
changed your whole world, Philip. I'm so sorry.
I can't, I'm like
Radio.
I need to reboot myself. I can't process that, Emerald.
She's always been dark-haired in my mind. Always.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. Now, Emerald, we've got a series of questions about Keira from
Love
our
it.
listeners. So we thought we'd ask them as a group of questions. So the first one comes
Right.
from Brenda. She says, I know the scriptwriters haven't written it for you, but don't you think Emma would have got Keira to tell her what George had done to her?
Well, we only ever hear a little highlight, don't we, of the day? So maybe they've had that conversation. But yes, I would hope they would have this. I mean, she could have gone off into a kind of assumption world, which she does love to do, where it's like, I've seen how moody he is, and also Kira's a teenager, and so maybe they've just got in each other's spaces. Maybe she doesn't have the space to really want to know.
Okay, Max says, what do you think silent Keira is like as a person? And how do you think her and Emma's conversations go? And what do you think her daughter sounds like? Sorry, quite a few questions.
Love it, love it. I've no idea what she sounds. Well, I think she probably sounds a little bit like Emma, but I think that Emma thinks they've got good communication and they talk well together. I've no idea what Kira's side would be. But I think from seeing how she's been with Mia and with Amber, I think Emma's pretty good with girls and with teenagers. But she's, the evidence would be that she's severely dropped the ball. So I think probably Emma's perception is not that accurate.
I mean, would you like, and this is my question, would you like Keira to get a voice soon?
Oh, yeah, I'd
Speaking-
love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would we. Right.
Yeah.
Alison, still on Keira, says, I'd love to ask Emerald who she thinks Emma would choose between Keira and George if she had to make a Sophie's choice. I told you they were tough.
Oh, what a horrible question. You know, listener speaking, not, I think she'd choose George. And I think it would destroy her. But I think she would.
Oh.
What horrible question.
Oh.
Maybe it would be different now, but maybe it wouldn't. Who knows? What horrible, you can't ever really think about that, can you?
But it's a good question.
Goody.
Okay, next one's from Audrey. What was the psychological tipping point that led Emma to separate her sense of self from George?
Great. Yes. I think it was the fact that he, this idea of him physically abusing Ed, and this wonderful man who desperately always wanted to be George's biological father, has done everything anyway to be another father, and finally it's like, I think it's something in that sort of shook everything from in front of her eyes, and she could finally see what was going on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here's one from Candy. If Emma could have a storyline which took her completely away from the endless psychodrama of George and the daily grind. Okay, just setting up Emma's life there.
Yeah.
What would she choose? And she's got some suggestions for you.
Oh yeah,
A whirlwind affair,
Love
a
it.
gap year, a lottery win, a university scholarship. What do you reckon?
Affair. Wouldn't that be great? I'm not always for the best choices for Emma and her family. That would be the most fun to play.
Right. Okay.
With Amber.
Oh my word! Well, what would? Well, I'm sure Josh would be lining up as well.
Amazing.
True,
Why
true.
stop at Amber?
Just a follow up, because I've heard you remark in interviews that you think Emma should do one thing for herself at least once a week. Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
So you say different archers, different characters.
Different affairs each week.
Different. You could have an affair one week, take a gap day, do
The drop zone takes on a whole nother meaning.
do Open University, yeah, whatever you like, yeah.
Whatever.
There you go.
Why not?
Okay, Christine asks, since Emma really enjoys tree surgery, do you think she would ever want to do wood sculpting with a chainsaw?
Yes, I think she'd love that. Give her a tiny bit of space to be creative. Why not?
Yeah. We were always very worried about those drop zones, Emerald. Very worried.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Right. Sue asks, when you took over the role of Emma from Felicity Jones, how much of Emma's backstory did you know or were told? And how did this knowledge affect your interpretation of the character when playing her?
Well, I knew as much as I sort of knew because of being a listener. So I didn't need a sort of briefing from people. I had to. You kind of when you I think when you get a part, you have to kind of fall in love with your character, and I found that quite difficult to begin with because Emma was in such a tricky space and she'd done things that as a listener I was so judgy about. So that was the challenge in terms of like playing her. I was a bit like, I have to really like find out why she made those choices and be okay with them. Like I have to think, yeah, I made those. That was tricky.
Thank you. Well, Richard asked a question about truth and lies, but we've already talked about that. But he asked a second question,
Right.
which is he wants to know if you take a role in Star Wars.
I would love to take a role in Star Wars. Oh man, dream. I thought Rogue One was fantastic. I thought Felicity Jones was amazing in that, as ever. But yeah, loved that.
Thank you. Very good.
Bridget asks, if Emerald wasn't playing Emma, which other character would she like to have been cast as and why?
Well, I always wanted to be Helen. When I was little, and as a listener, I just was obsessed with Helen. And I know, because she's so messed up. There's so much to play. Oh, she's so messed up.
She does her head in. She does her head
Oh
in.
no!
Yeah.
I just love her.
Yeah.
And so that would be the other character I'd like to be.
So I think your answer to the next question will be the same, but I'll ask it. Claire says, aside from Emma, who is Emerald's favourite character in The Archers?
Ooh.
Maybe there's a male character that's your favourite.
Yes. Yeah, I do love Helen. I love Helen. I've always loved Jill. I just love her sound and the safety in whenever you hear her, like as a listener, you kind of feel like, oh, I'm at home now. I'm okay. So in terms of like nourishment and relaxing, I just love Jill. And Tony, I do love Tony, and I love hearing his trains, and
I do.
he's so surprising.
I love the dull but decents in The Archers. I call them dull but decent. You know. So I'm with you with Tony. He gets a lot of flack. He's a good man, Tony.
He's a really good man. I know. How rare is that?
I know. But that nourishment thing, I used to get that from Jenny as well in her kitchen.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh well.
I know.
Where are we now? Beth. Emma has changed so much over the years. How do you approach playing her when listeners' feelings about her can be so divided?
Like with pure joy. I love playing someone who's so divisive. I think it's fantastic. I mean, it helps. I've got social media accounts, but I never really use them. I really don't look at stuff. So I'm, and fans of The Archers are quite lovely, I think, compared to fans of other soaps. Not that fans of other soaps are a problem, but I think when people are on telly soaps, I think it can be quite intense.
I just think on our Facebook group, the disagreements alone on how the name Rory should be pronounced or spelled.
Love it. Yeah.
If they can't even just tolerate each other with that discussion, there's no hope.
Well, how it's pronounced and how it's spelt as well.
Yeah.
But what about people who say Helen and Helen in the show? Are there whole threads about that? Because there should be.
There should be, because Pat is a Helen and Tony is a Helen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have a private theory that Emma calls her Helen because she really wants to be in with Pat and the family, so she always calls her Helen. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to go back and listen to that.
There you go.
There we go.
I'd never noticed that, Emerald. Thank you very much.
Jenny asks, Emerald, and we've mentioned this a bit, but you may have something else to say on it. Emerald has portrayed some extremely emotional and provocative scenes since playing Emma. Does that emotion ever spill over into her, and what have you found most taxing?
Oh, I love it. I think one of the skills that I think you have to develop as an actor is how to leave it all when you're walking out. I think being quite tired from being so emotional, but I'm quite kind of, because I'm aware that I can carry things from that I'm quite careful to kind of this all gets, when you start talking about it, can sound really I don't want to sound a certain way, but I have a little thing that I do to kind of, get all of that away and sort of remember that I'm Emerald and nothing to do with this person. But I just love it. But we've talked about favourite scenes, haven't we?
But I can understand that, because the emotion that you must be internalising while you're playing her, you need to sort of be able to let that out or switch it off or just have a way of...
And it does go, because it's not you, you're not in that situation, and you're not, everything that Emma's going through is from a completely different life with completely different events leading up to that. So that's really helpful. It's not anything that I've experienced,
Thank you.
As in her whole life.
Deborah would like to know, do you ever regret having such a full-on commitment to The Archers, meaning you're not free to go for other roles? before adding this caveat, "Oh, and I think you're entirely fabulous as Emma, so please don't contemplate this too much."
Well, thank you so much. No, I think the wonderful thing about the Archers is even when you're really busy with storylines, you can fold it in with other work because it's not an everyday job. So when other opportunities come up, we like everyone in the cast, we all make the effort to make it work around other things, and that's part of the joy. Yeah.
And they're very flexible, aren't they, for actors, aren't they? I mean, that's why Harrison's gone off for his secondment to North Yorkshire, hasn't he?
No.
Well, the next question is from Nikki, and Nikki's asked, what does Emerald think Emma's favourite TV shows are? And what do Emma and Ed cuddle up on the sofa to watch?
Love it. I think Emma does still watch Friends. But I think she watches all of the Love Island, Traitors, all of that stuff. I think she just is a massive reality fan. But she probably watches a lot of Great British Menu and that kind of stuff as well. Do you think she never misses MasterChef? Probably.
Brilliant, thanks.
Okay, and finally, we got there. Can you put Jan out of her misery? Who loves what she describes as your brilliant depiction of Emma, by the way. But she is convinced, is our Jan, that you're one of the continuity announcers who pops up before Archers-related programmes on BBC Sounds. Are you?
Oh, Jan, I wish I was. No, I'm not. But that's all. I need to track that person down. But thank you so much. Maybe I should try and get a job doing that as well.
Well, at least we put her out of her misery. That's the main thing, isn't
There
it?
we are.
Yeah.
Well, Emerald, you've valiantly answered all the brilliant Facebook questions. Thank you so much for that. And we come to my final question, which, of course, as I always ask, is the essential subject of Biscuits.
Sure.
When Emma is shouting "clear the drop zone" and looking after George or Keira, what is her biscuit of choice?
Great question. I think it's a bourbon, isn't it? I think it's a bourbon biscuit. Yeah. But I think it's like half a packet at a time.
Nothing wrong with that. No judgment here.
No judgment.
Is Emma, do you think, pulling them apart and eating them in halves?
No, man.
Or just
no.
she hasn't got the time, poor
Oh,
love.
she's got no time.
Throwing them
Dunking the
down.
tea, whole biscuit in the mouth.
Brilliant.
I think, is that our first bonbon? I think that's our first bonbon, isn't it?
Oh,
I think it could be, yes, but it's just been honestly a joy to talk to you. I've learned so much more, Emerald. We're just so grateful for your
thank you so
time.
much. No, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure.